Ukwuani as a language, to me, is a dialect in Igbo language. Yes, it's true. Some of my people, I call them acclaimed some of my people, believe that Ukwuani is not part of Igbo land, that they are different from Igbos. But to me, it's totally nonsense. It's not true.
Good day, beautiful people. My name is Sudoshu Abdulakim, and I'm here today to talk to you about Sosoke Pharmacy Plan. With our pharmacy plan, you can treat malaria with over 2,000 pharmacies nationwide. I mean, from Lagos, Port Harcourt, Abuja, name it, Abia State, you can treat malaria with our pharmacy plan for just 450 naira. Isn't that awesome? Yes, all you need to do is visit our website www.sosoke.com or dial our USSD code *347*909#. I repeat, *347*909#. Another beautiful thing about our product is that you can pay with trash. Yes, your aluminium waste, your plastic waste, even your old used car battery, you can bring them in exchange for health.
This is Obiaruko. Okay. My name is Oshilem Augustine.
Oshilem Augustine.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is Obiaruku in Ukwuani local government area.
Local government area.
All right. Thank you for having us. Right. So we've been to a lot of places. We've traveled far, but then we are specific about the places, the communities that we go to. We go to communities that has an Igbo connection, communities that speaks Igbo, but they don't identify with the Igbo people. Some identifies, but some does not. So you can understand the dichotomy there. But we are trying to throw light, shed more light in such dichotomies in order to understand the affinities these both people share. Talking about like we're here in Ukwuani, talking about the Ukwuani people, the affinity they share with the Igbo, general Igbo populace across the Niger. So do you have any light, like you can tell us about the Ukwuani people and their language, or if it is a dialect or if it is a language, you can tell us?
Ukwuani as a language, to me, is a dialect in Igbo language. Yes, it's true. Some of my people, I call them acclaimed some of my people, believe that Ukwuani is not part of Igbo land, that they are different from Igbos. But to me, it's totally nonsense. It's not true. For instance, look at the culture. Before now, when the white men came, they had this set of indirect rule in Igbo land, where they don't have kings, so they have to create warrant chiefs. Now, if you also look at Ukwuani, you see that we don't have kings, which is the same thing like Igbo land. I believe most of the few places that have kings in Igbo land, probably like Onitsha and this thing, probably may have been conquered by Benin Kingdom, just like the Aniochas and the Kas. They were conquered, and then anywhere they conquered, they put a king, and that will now change the culture of that place. So the Ukwuani people were never conquered, and we maintain the Okpaluku system. So the oldest man in the village is the leader, the ruler in that place. That is how it has been until this democracy start to create autonomous community, create kings that are not even respected. Because to me, as far as I'm concerned, the kings are only useful in their own house. We believe in the Okpaluku system. So I believe, based on culture and what we got from our forefathers, we are Igbos. Even though some people might not anchor to that. And to me, the reasons are not far-fetched. Like I used to tell people, we are very close to the Urhobos. There's every tendency that the Urhobos have migrated and joined us. In fact, it's not even tendency. They are within us. Like in Obiaruku here, you have the Umuedede people. As far as I'm concerned, they are not real Obiaruku people. They migrated but because Ukwuani accepts strangers. They became part of us, and so their culture will definitely affect us. And now, when they are now here with us, do you accept? Expect them to accept that they are Igbos when they are not actually Igbos? Are you getting it? So, like I said, the Obaluku system, we have no king. These things are the same thing as the Igbos. Okay, now, if we are not Igbos, why are we not speaking Bini? Why are we not speaking Urobo? Yes, there's every tendency that maybe some element of Urobo language might penetrate into Ukwuani and all that. So, based on the nearness. But that doesn't also take us from the fact that we speak Ukwuani, which is almost, in fact, like a dialect in Igbo language. And Ukwuani is a man speaks. The Igbo man we understand. If the Igbo man speaks, if you listen very well, you will get 60-70% of the whole thing. So that's to tell you that the language is almost the same thing. Then, like I said, the culture, the leadership, the Obaluku system, we have no king. The real Igbo man has no king.
Okay, let's come to this Opaluku before we can attend to other things. Opaluku system. Tell us about Opaluku system and how it administers the affairs of the Ukwuani people.
In terms of how he administers the affairs of Ukwuani people, the only thing I can tell you is that, like the Opaluku, before you become the Opaluku, it's not by I'm so rich or I'm the biggest chief. The Opaluku is turn by turn in terms of age-wise. They don't drag it. So once you are the oldest person, you become the Opaluku. And the Opaluku, everybody respects him. What he says is final. Though, from my little knowledge, the Opaluku has people around him like the person that speaks for him. You also have, in fact, as far as I'm concerned, Ukwuani people are so democratic in nature. For instance, you have the Onotuku. The Onotuku is like the prime minister. You understand? So, and you have the other chiefs, the Onotus, and then whatever they deliberate, they bring before the Opaluku, and if it's acceptable and that thing is good for the community, the Opaluku accepts and then hit on that one that's what they want, and it's final.
Okay, does Ukwuani people do ofo? Ofo?
I don't understand what you mean by for, but like at the family level, I know that ofo, like if in every family, like in my own family now, I was opportune to see the ofo the day they did their one festival. I discovered one thing. After all those second burial and all those things, there's a stage you will do it finally. So you get to a stage whereby you have a four that will be placed at the Indike place. It's like the juju of that kindred. You understand?
What do you call it? Ndike?
Yes, Indike. You understand? Like in my own family, I was opportune to see that there's one what do you call it, bronze-like structure that has 4 legs. So because just recently we had a problem where we were trying to identify who is from the family and who is not from the family. So we now discover that the real owners of the family are embedded in that bronze-like structure that have 4 legs. Why some people that came, now when you do the rites, the normal rites, you now get a 4 and then they will join it. So why the real owners of the family have that bruise-like structure from ancient times? Some people have a 4, which they were saying that okay, because we are no longer the same family, you have to come and take your offer. So that offer is what identifies you as a member of the family, that your forefathers were part of the family. So we have this offer something, yes.
Okay. Let's talk about the Ukwuani people and their market days. Do you practice market days?
Yes, practice market like in Obiaruku here, their market day is in Nkwo day. Every Nkwo day. That is
Mention it. Mention the 4 market days.
like you have Olie are for Nkwo, Eke. I think it's four. It's four now. Yes. Then
Yeah.
you have Eke Uku, which comes almost probably in every once in every month, just like the normal 11 months in a year traditionally, like the moon, the candy moon. Maybe every 27 days you have 1 month. I think the traditional months in Ukwuani is 13. I think it's 13, just like it's 13. Then you have the Nkwo, the K, the Yoli, and the Afo. It's just divided like that.
Okay. Okay. The Ukwuani people. Was there any migrant stories about them? Did they migrate from any person, or do they migrate from any place, any other place down here, or is there people that migrated? Is there any story like that?
Yes, like in my own place, I've not tried to find out very well, but there is a story by one author. I've forgotten the name of the author who said that, like in my place is Akashada. Akashada is made up of Ijokbo, Ijonum, and Umuebu. Obiaroko is part of Umuebu and Ijonum. I mean, sorry, a part of Umuebu and the Ijokbo. You understand? So there's a story that said Akashada himself never said where he came from. And they said he believes he came from heaven. He just dropped from heaven, which I don't believe. Maybe he didn't want to tell his children where he came from. But there's also another story that said Akashada came all the way from east. First settled in Asaba before he came down. Then, when he came down, the first son is Okbo, which is Ejokbo. And the second son is Onum, which is Ejonum. And the third son is Ebu, which is Umuebu. You understand? So, but with that story, how part of his children now resided in Asaba, because we have some Asian people in Asaba till tomorrow. They didn't buy their land, are part of Asaba, and they're there till tomorrow. So they said he moved that way, probably stopped in Asaba, finally came to Akashada land. Then later, some people now went back to Asaba, and that is the people that is in Asaba right now.
Chai, my beautiful people, I beg, I dey beg on now. Eh? I beg. This thing when I dey do, I know so when I dey like am, I dey read the comment section and they see the appreciation. When I tell me say make I dey go. And na that thing I be my morale. Another thing I be courage. Sometimes I go waka, I go tire, I go fear. You get some kind places when I dey fear. Like even here when I dey fear because na inside. But the courage when I dey read inside that comment section, it dey give me more morale. Say make I waka, say nothing. My people dey behind me. I beg. Wetin I really want from Onana. I'm not gonna invite more people. Make them like this, make them follow this page. Yes, then Namen TV, make them follow them. Invite your friends, invite your family members, make them follow them. Make we fit get more people where they learn, where they understand what we do. I beg. The Unify IGBO project, not be just me and you. We need every person. I beg. I dey beg on. I dey beg on. Invite, share this video. I beg. And Donesta. Thank you. The eastern story of his migration before he got to Asaba was not, a place was not mentioned.
No. No place was mentioned.
No place was.
No place was mentioned. The only thing we also heard again is that, like, there's a story that said, like in Obiaroko now, you have the Okozo people. There's a story that said, some people say Okozo is the son of Ibu, which is the son of Akashada. Why some people said no? The Okozo people migrated from the east, came to Umuebu, and Umuebu betrayed them before the Benin Empire based on war. And out of annoyance, they came to Obiaroko. Now, there's also the story that said that the Okozo people are of 3 families in Obiaroko. That the first one that came from the east down to Umuebu, then down to Obiaroko, and another one that came from the east down to Ijokbo back to Obiaro. And another one that came from also the east to probably Abo and then down to here. So those are some of the migratory stories.
Okay. Here in Ukwuani, it's understood. It's a well-established fact that it's an Igbo language, but a different dialect, right?
Yes, like I told you earlier, I believe we are Igbos. Because if we are not Igbos, why the Igbo language and why is the traditional setting almost exactly like that those ones you found across the Niger?